Oh, well, this is very unfortunate.
Hey, we heard the theme song. I mean, it didn't play all the way. It's kind of different instruments, but still.
uh, Hold on one second. I just realized something. I don't have the. All right, there you go. All right, we are live. So on the playlist today, we talk about what T'Challa been playing, and some of them Danky Kang rumors. So stay
Live.
tuned
Ooh.
to Metro Kingdom Radio, and welcome back to the Switch side.
And then also,
That's Tim Allen.
Guess I did a good enough job at it.
Welcome everyone to Metro Kingdom Radio. It is I, your host, the best by far. It's me, it's J-Playstar, and here with two of my most collectiest co-hosts here tonight. First up, we have Reunion.
I just discovered Yaddle. I just discovered Yaddle like yesterday. I'm
Yeah,
so
I saw
upset.
you posting that on Facebook, and I was like, did this guy not know? Late
I-
to the party.
She was in like 1.5 scenes.
I'm gonna put a slowpoke face over your face for the rest of the night. And we have R.O.B. the Rob.
Hey. Sorry about all you card collectors out there, but we'll get to that later.
Sorry about Yaddle.
Everybody. Yeah, so hey everyone. Today we are just gonna, it's a little slow news day today. So I think we're just gonna go and do a segment that we haven't done in quite some time. A little segment that I like to call "What T'Challa Been Playing." So this is a segment for those who are like, I know, right? We do need a theme music for that.
But like everything would be copyrighted and like I don't know, because like we can't use a Wakanda theme song
I got it.
with like drums in the background.
We're just gonna use our main theme song for every song. That's just what we're gonna do. No more Kyo's Cozy Corner. It's gonna be all everything.
It's like bow, 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 bow,
Yeah. So, what T'Challa been playing? I feel like since we haven't done this in quite some time, that we probably have quite a bit to talk about, probably like a bunch of games. So, Rob, look at his face. I don't like that face of like disagreement right there. So, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm sorry, Switch. I play stuff on you. I forget like what I've actually been playing on there. So I'm gonna have to go and take a quick.
Hold on, let me grab my Switch. I'm gonna
take a quick look ski over here because I forgot what I've been playing because it's been so long. So for sure, I finally started Persona 5 Strikers. Like, even though I legit got the game like on early release, and I hadn't played it until like last week. And I was like, yeah, this game's actually pretty good. Because I remember when it was first announced, like, like what, a year or two ago, I was like super excited because I'm a big fan of like the Warriors games, like the Dynasty Warriors games, with Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Warriors. And then so when they were like, yeah, we're gonna come out with one for Persona 5, and it's actually gonna be like a canon like sequel to the game, I was down. But I didn't play it until recently, and yeah, I'm playing it now, and I'm kind of surprised at just how much of a Persona game it is. It's very Persona and not as much Warriors. Like, I think I've only played so far. I've only played like 2 levels, and then even then, so it's like the way you traverse through some of the things it's basically like Persona, like the way you're traversing. And then I think like when you run into an enemy, then it kind of turns into like like a warrior style battle. But then yeah, it just feels like Persona, but instead of going into like RPG take turns mode, you just like fight the enemies right then and there in the hallway or the corridor that you found them. And so it's kind of cool, but it's like action, you know what I mean, where like you got
Yeah,
button
yeah.
presses and jumping and like going on obstacles and stuff, and so it's pretty cool. I'm enjoying it so far. Makes you kind of wonder how long this game is going to be, because the first Persona game was like, I mean, even I beat it in like or almost 100 hours, like about like 85.
Oh
But
wow.
like the game itself is like 100-hour game, especially if you want to unlock everything. You know what I mean? Like do all the side quests and all that
Long
other
game.
stuff. Yeah,
Right.
it's one of those long
Yeah.
games, so it makes you kind of scared that this might be one of those games. And so while back then that was always a good thing because it's like I'm getting bang for my buck. But now
Now
that
you're
we're
older.
older, I
Yeah,
don't.
it's not
It's
the
not the
same.
same, man. It's like I kind of. Hey, can I have that ending soon though? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how I am with like that's how I was with Breath of the Wild. I was like, all right, let's just get those over with. Let's just kill Ganon. And I beat the game and like I didn't even get like half of the map discovered. So like I don't know. I think at this point, like this funny because I love Pokemon, but I think I've only ever completed like the national decks like once, and that was the original Red and Blue. And even then, I did the Safari Zone trick, so it wasn't legitimate. I mean, everything else was, but like, yeah, I think when you get older, like, I don't know, video games are a lot more enjoyable when you don't have to worry about collecting everything. So
I don't
Yeah.
think that should count as a national dex if you're talking about red and blue, because that's just only a Pokédex,
well,
bro.
no, but the thing is like it's when I say, and I mean national dex as in like it's less than 200. It's not like freaking like 500.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was no. I think I did it in gold and silver minus Celebi.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But I remembered I did that. It's a funny story. I remembered we were doing that, and this was like before, like any of us knew how to cheat in the games and anything like that, right? And so
You
when
can
I was
cheat?
playing it, yeah, well, that's what Ryu was talking about. But
Safari Zone, baby.
like I as a kid, like we were all playing, and we had just a few kids in the neighborhood who had Pokemon as well. And I remember I had one Pokemon that I still needed to get. And you remember in Red and Blue, you couldn't breed Pokemon, so like getting the
Oh.
starters was really hard. And so I was missing a Charmeleon, and so I legit had 149 Pokemon, and I was just missing Charmeleon. And I remembered like
Wait, so how'd you get Charizard? Oh, someone traded you Charizard?
yeah, and then traded back.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And then same with Charmander. I don't. I think like we did it with like at the very beginning, like my brother and I traded back, but we forgot to do that for Charmeleon and Wartortle.
He ain't gonna delete that file,
So what I did is I actually deleted my file, and then yeah, and I remember all the kids in my neighborhood
you
thought I
do
was
that?
crazy, and but
Actually,
I did it
I-
so that I could trade off like all the starters to
Yeah.
my brother's file, and then he traded them all back to me, and then I just replayed everything, and then I got all 150.
I did that too. I think I remember deleting it, but it was for a different reason. I think I just messed up on something that was like irreversible. I couldn't go back there or something. I don't remember. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. So Persona Strikers, Warrior games. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I know you guys have like no interest in this game at all because
Well-
I knew you played Persona 5.
Persona Strikers is like Splatoon. I'm waiting for the sequel, which is Persona Strikers Charged. I think it's coming out next gen or something. I don't know.
I mean, I like.
I'm
like
shaking
turtles.
my head. Dun, 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 dun,
I don't-
dun, dun,
I don't know. I don't think I've ever like fully enjoyed a Warriors game before. Maybe if I actually like knew like I played a game with like the actual characters like Zelda, Hyrule Warriors, or if Warrior games are like buffets. There's like so many things, and you're just like that sounds great, and you go to the buffet, and you're like I feel like crap. That's how my experiences with Warrior games are. So.
Wasn't there like a Gundam Warriors? You wouldn't have played that?
Oh, that would be sick.
No,
Even
that,
though,
that
like-
would be no. That is a real game. You could look it up.
No, I don't believe you, Johnny. I'm not gonna.
Going to.
No.
I don't remember what system it was. Probably PS3.
Oh, PS3, yeah.
Dynasty
already-
Warriors Gundam. Yeah, it was PS3.
Yeah.
Is it like Zone of the Enders?
No, I think it's like legit. You're just like in space floating, and then there's just other like mechs to beat up.
91% liked this video game out of Google users.
91% of them are weebs, so it doesn't matter to me. So. I used to be so nice on this podcast. I don't know what happened.
I know. Look at him with black bandana, black
Yeah,
tank top.
right.
This guy, the evil Ryu right here.
Evil Ryu, literally.
Well, okay. Well, I have more games that I could talk about too, but I'm gonna go past the buck. So
Yeah.
how about you, Ryu?
Well, I'll show you guys. A couple, like I think a month and a half ago, there was the eShop sale. So I'll just list the games I bought because I bought quite a bit. But let's see here. So I bought Hyper Life Drifter Special Edition, Cave Story Plus, which is like,
Dude, I love Cave Story.
I've been meaning to beat that game. It's like one of those games that like it's kind of like the unicorn in your life. Like it keeps coming back. You're like, oh yeah, I'll beat it this time, and you never do it. Cave Story, for those of you who don't know, it's like a legendary like indie game from Japan.
It's like one of the very first ones, and it was like one of the very first indie games that like got big, and it was created and like programmed and everything by one person.
One person, yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like huge. Like there's so many things to do. Obviously, they kept
amazing.
updating it. Yeah, it's so much fun. I remember playing on a computer, so I was like, oh well, now I want to play it on like an actual game controller. And then I got Hollow Knight, Silver Knight, Dead Cells, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and Ori and the Will of the Wisp. So pretty much all like the classics that I missed out on.
All the classics.
Yeah, but the one I'm
Jeez,
playing,
How crazy were these sales? You got all these games.
they were really cheap. Like I think I bought all those games. It was like definitely less than 100 for sure, maybe less than 80. I've been playing Hyper Light Drifter, and if you're into like top-down Zelda games, it's kind of like that, but it's more fast-paced. It's kind of like Celeste, if Celeste was top-down in Zelda. I like Zelda more, but if you're into Celeste, like this has major Celeste vibes.
How's the gameplay in that? Like, because I've never played Hyper Light Drifter, but I've always
It's
heard
sick.
about it.
It's very fast-paced, but you can't mash. You kind of have to you move around with dashes. So it's top-down Zelda, but you're dashing around. And then
Dashes.
dashers. Yeah, you're just
Dashers.
you're striking out opponents, but like you have so you have this gun, and what's cool is the gun has ammo, right? But you can only charge up the ammo if you're slicing something. So you're going in and out between swordplay and gunplay, and you gotta use it tactically. And the more sword you use, the more ammo you get, and the more ammo you have, the stronger your gun is. And there's some really, because it's very movement based, it's very like fast movement based. There's some really cool platforming too. So you can dash from one platform to another, even though the platforms are separated. You know, I'm trying to think of a game that has that type of, like, I guess Celeste is kind of like that, but it's top down instead. Music's really good. Pixel art is really great. The only issue is that like it's kind of it takes a while to figure out what you can and can't interact with, because the pixel art is very pixel art is not very specific. So, but I can see why, like, because my friend told me, he's like, it was his game of the it was his favorite game from the last generation, and I was like, damn, well, and he loves Celeste also, so I was like, I guess I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, this game always looked cool. How much did you get it for on the eShop? Do you remember? Because I remember I would always see it on sale for a good price, but I would never go and buy it.
I honestly don't remember. Actually, let me check. I think the sale is on I have a receipt on my Gmail. Let me see here. All right. It doesn't say the game. It just says the ID. That's lame. Yeah, that sucks. But okay. So let's see here. Looks like all of these. Yeah, I don't know which one I bought first. I think it was $20, honestly, 15 or $20. Yeah, but yeah. highly recommend it. Great music too. Like the score is it's one of those scores where like it changes as you're playing. Um, kind of like Yoshi when you're on Yoshi. Yeah.
Um, I had the video playing like on the thing, but yeah, looks cool, man. Looks cool. Okay, Rob.
Hey.
Here, the question's coming, dude.
Um, I've been playing a whole lot of Pokemon Snap this last week.
Mm.
New Pokemon Snap.
Oh, the new one.
Oh, the new one, huh? There's a new one. Tell us more.
And I found that I was kind of making it grindy on myself for no reason.
Is it because you weren't playing the right levels?
Yeah, like I was just like I got especially once I got the forest level, like I got stuck on that one and I really should have gone the other ones and just gone and visited as many as I could.
Wait, so
But I
what would
didn't do
you
that.
recommend? Like, do you guys recommend playing like spreading apart evenly the levels, or is it better to focus on like the latest levels? Or
Just go on to the next one, jump around. If you start to feel like you're over a level, then stop playing it and go to another level.
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. 'Cause that's what I did. But even then, like, because I'm playing it also, and like, man, that first island, I feel like I was there forever. I finally just got to the second island.
Jeez,
Yeah, and I
oh.
found that I would like just focus on trying to get that one Pokemon's like really good picture.
Oh
And
yeah,
then I realized that that's not how you should do it because then it stops being fun.
they
especially once you
really reward you for exploration, trying new stuff.
Yeah.
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 Dang, you're just barely now at the second level.
Yeah, cause like freaking, it was so boring. Every time I played, I'm like, in the original Pokemon Snap, you get the apples hella quick, like in the first stage, right?
Yeah.
They wait until like the last level, like I don't know. Honestly, that game like the grind was pretty long in the beginning. I hope it doesn't get longer.
I'm
I got to see
I-
Todd.
I'm
Todd
kind
is,
of I'm kind of confused because I don't remember the grind being that long for me in the beginning. Was it long for you, Rob? Like for the first level? 'Cause I could have sworn I unlocked the second level pretty quick. So that's why I'm like, dang, if he's taking that long to grind on the first one, then he's gonna take very long like,
I
for
feel
the
like
later levels.
I feel like I had to play every level at least twice, in the first island, and
Well,
I don't know,
that's
maybe my
normal.
pictures. Yeah, but it's like I'm playing all those levels without apples, and it's just like it feels even longer. I think once the apples were put in, then I really started to. It felt like time was going by faster. I was actually enjoying it more.
Yeah, and then trying to just like figure out which level to do, or like, I don't know, stuff was just weird. Like I think my issue was I would just focus on one Pokemon. You shouldn't focus on trying to get that one Pokemon, that one shot.
Nah, dude, you
There's
focus
so
on
much to see in
all
the
of
levels
them.
that keeps you entertained.
You focus on all of the Pokemans.
All of them.
You turn
Gotta
around
catch 'em
quickly. You
all.
do that 180 turn constantly to make sure you don't like miss something.
Gotta catch him one.
Like I legit have would use the claw technique. I had to start implementing that for some of those shots because I needed to be able to maneuver. Rob, if you don't know what the claw technique is,
The
it's
Monster
like-
Hunter claw.
Yeah, well, it's
The Monster
similar.
Hunter?
Where
Oh.
so basically the clock technique is like I would have it like this, right? And then but this hand I would use this to control the right stick and then this to press A. And so like I'd be doing this and then like using this because there'd be times where like I'm trying to like I need to zoom in, but then I also need to like snap the shot and then also move the right stick just to get the position right. So I'm over here like I gotta use like to be so super quick. I gotta use the claw technique sometimes because you know how sometimes those Pokemon will just whoosh right by you. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And then you'll get like you have like a good shot, but you have to be really quick about it. Yeah,
Well, so how far into the game have you gotten?
I haven't played since last week.
Cause
So I'm exactly where I was last time.
I was watching some videos
Hmm.
and the dude that I was watching kept mentioning that there's a batch function, so you can take like a series of photos really quick. Yeah, so like that's a game changer, really. So that's the other reason why I just started skipping around, because I was like, I just need to start unlocking stuff. I don't think I'm unlocking stuff quick
Right,
enough.
right, yeah. That's so dumb. Like, I don't know. Like, most of these things should be like from the very first island. Like, you should be getting the very first island. That's what I think.
I'm just telling you,
And
Ryu,
there's so many levels. There's so many
there's
levels.
so many levels, dude. I'm just saying, man. They give
Nah.
you like quite a bit in the beginning. I mean, you get the fruit pretty early.
I mean, you get it to, like at the end of the first island, right? Like it feels like a whole everything feels like training until you get an apple. It felt like it lasted forever. I mean, maybe I'm just impatient, but
Well,
I remember
I remember the first game you didn't get the apple until you got to the second level. So
really.
yeah,
Oh,
because you didn't have access to the apples right away, from what I remember correctly.
I'm old and grumpy now. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He has a black bandana as evil
Yeah.
Ryu.
Mean you, P Union.
Hadouken.
Let's see.
So let's see. This
I
other
will, I
game.
will, I will say, I wish, I don't know if it's later on in the game, but I wish there was like some degree of movement. Like it'd still be on rails, but maybe just like if you could just move it a little bit left or right, or it would be nice if you could like somehow control the vehicle like a little bit off rail.
Whoa, hey,
Food
sorry,
for thought.
off-roading. Sorry,
Just
say
need a little
sorry.
better angle. Just a little better angle.
Sorry,
Yeah, right?
ATV off-roading over here, okay?
Oh.
So, one of
I
the other
low-key
games.
thought that was somebody in the chat.
One of the other games that I had been playing, but I kind of stopped because I was realizing how hard this game is and how much time it's gonna take for me to actually beat this game. was a game that I had mentioned
Fall Guys.
to you guys already that I was gonna play.
Oh,
Uh,
goodness.
Fall Guys. Yeah, I know it's too hard for you, Johnny. You don't want to lose that bet.
I actually stopped playing Fall Guys after that one day I said I was gonna play like I was like, yeah, I played like a game or two and I completely stopped. Is this game. So I was playing white screen. I was playing
Final Fantasy.
Final
5?
Fantasy 6. I was playing
6.
Final Fantasy 6 on GBA, and I was like determined to beat this game because I was like, I want to. Because remember how I played through Super Mario RPG, and I was like, okay, the next game on my list is gonna be Final Fantasy 6. This game's hard. Like, I had
Yeah.
forgotten how hard and grindy and everything like these old Final Fantasy games are. Because I was just like, oh my god, like I kept like I remember. Did you ever play this game?
I never
No.
beaten it. I got like halfway through.
Right, that's
Maybe
how
I
it was for
played
me
it, but-
too. I always got
Yeah.
halfway through. I always could get to the world of ruin, and when I was younger, and then like I don't know, I just stopped playing after that for some reason.
You know what's
Um,
funny is those games. See, I don't know what the GBA version is, but the Japanese versions are harder. It just makes me wonder, like, how hard are the Japanese versions?
Right.
I know, like for the Super Nintendo, the Japanese versions were definitely harder.
That's why they're smart.
Yeah, they got to grind more. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm like playing through it, and I'm just like, dude, like, I kept. It's one of those things too, where it's like, if you are severely under leveled and you save right before a boss, you're kind of screwed because like you kind of have no choice but to lose to them. But then
Go
it's
back,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And then like, I think you get to keep your experience. I'm not sure, but it's like, I remember. Do you remember?
I don't think you do.
You do. I feel like you might be able. I think you kind of do. I don't know. I feel like you lose something, but I feel like maybe you don't, because it's not like Pokemon where you lose like half your money.
I thought you just go back to your last save.
Yeah, I
'cause-
think you just go back to your last save, but I feel like you keep your XP. Either way,
Interesting.
but like yeah. So, do you remember the part in the Ryu where you're like on the rafts, and then like you choose like the different directions and you run into Ultros?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I kept Ultros was whooping my butt. I was like, "What the heck? Why am I so underpowered that I can't take out Ultros?" Like he kept killing me, and I was like, "There's only one way I'm gonna be able to win this, and that's if he misses like or doesn't use some of these other stronger attacks." And so like if he doesn't kill Bannon, I think I'm okay, because that's what happens. Because you know how you have to keep Bannon alive during that part. And so I was like, but he kept killing him. And then I was like, oh my god, like this is so hard. But eventually I did beat him with a little luck, and I
Yeah.
didn't have to like restart. Like go back or anything like that. I just had to just keep reloading my save.
As hard as those bosses were, CPU, the the uh, uh, the intelligence of the CPU, it can be a little wonky. So you might get by. I remember Final Fantasy V for GBA I played, and I was like, cool. This is like the first time it came to the US, I think,
Hmm.
and I got hella far into it, right? And like, it's like fought one of those like treasure chest monsters, and it killed me
Mimic.
somehow. Yeah, Mimic, and it killed me
They're
somehow.
strong.
And I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't save for like the last hour, and then I just never played it again.
Yeah, that's happened to me a few
Oh
times
man.
with certain games where I'm just like, yeah, if I lost like 2 hours worth of work, I'm just like, I'm not playing this ever again. I'm done.
Yeah. It would have been nice if like there was not even an autosave, just like a reminder of like, hey dude, you should probably save because this treasure
Yeah,
chest.
and what's really annoying about FF6 is that you can't save whenever you want. Like you have to if the only place you can save wherever you want is the overworld, the
Oh right,
overworld
it's the
map.
GBA game, yeah.
Yeah, but like if you're not in the overworld, you have to find a save point.
Yeah.
And so it's so annoying. I'm just like, why? I think you might be able to plant a tent and create a save point. I can't remember, but at least with
It's
the
only in the overworld though. You can
yeah,
plant set, right?
that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking that too.
Oh,
So
you can do it at the the save spots or like the
yeah,
healing spots. Like the save spots you can heal there, which is even more inconvenient. So
exactly.
yeah.
But at the very least, though, the GBA version of this game does offer a quick save function.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, so you can do
Nice.
like it's essentially like a save state, but then like the moment you reload it, you lose it.
Right.
So you
Yeah,
have to like save
makes
again.
sense.
So and then it's kind of scary with these things running off of batteries because you know what I mean. You can't just plug it in. You have to like be like, oh god, I have to save.
And it's like it's red. That's all you know is
Yeah,
that it's red.
that's
There's no
all
meter.
you know. It's so
There's
annoying.
no
And
percentage.
especially when you're using rechargeable batteries because it's not always the same.
Yeah, and they don't last as long because they're rechargeable.
Yeah.
It's
So
whack.
I'm just like, even though I'm getting an authentic experience by playing it through this, it kind of makes me go, man, I kind of wish I was on Switch. Wait, I think Final Fantasy 3 is on Switch, isn't it? Or am
Who
I
knows?
imagining that?
Oh, I think it is. It's the DS version though. I think.
No, is it not on the Virtual Console thing?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Either way, um,
Final Fantasy 3 is also a hard ass game. Like honestly, the NES Final Fantasies are just they're not fun.
yeah, I'm not saying they're not fun. I mean, but they're hard. Yeah, but I know that Final Fantasy 6 is also on mobile, but I didn't want to play it that way because the graphics were really like
It's weird, right? It's like
Yeah.
it looks like a Windows 95 game or something. I don't know how to explain it.
yeah. No, that looks
Yeah.
100% what you're talking about. Yeah, it totally does.
It looks like it was made by like RPG Maker from like the the PC like Windows 95 like,
Yes.
RPG Maker. Yeah.
Oh
I-
my god. It
I hate it.
totally does.
Hate it.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It doesn't even
Dude.
look real.
Like oh my god. I just have Yoshi Yuki Blades playthrough of Final Fantasy 6 just playing on our stream so people know what it looks like. But yeah, dude, it's just like, man, Final Fantasy 6, it really is. And so but it has such a good storyline and like lovable characters cuz like I find myself laughing a lot like, with these characters and like the dialogue and everything. So it's still a very charming game. But and like that one mission was kind of annoying too cuz like I had to start resorting to guides because I was like this is taking way too much time for me to figure this out. Like the one mission where you have to be Locke and then you have to sneak around and avoid the guards, right? But then you have to fight that merchant and steal his clothes.
Is that the one where he's like no, that's not the when he's like walking on top of the theater, the opera, is that it?
No,
No.
that's not. It's later on. Yeah, and he's like, you have to steal like this merchant's clothes so everyone thinks you're a merchant, and then you steal wine to convince this guy, and I'm just like, yep. I need a guide for all of this because the moment you get caught by one of those guards, it's just like you got to restart again, and I'm just like, ugh.
if you ever get a chance, you should play whenever you finish that. Definitely try and play Final Fantasy IV. It's like it's my favorite Final Fantasy just because like the score is so good. Like it's so ridiculous. And they actually play like Theme of Love at like Japanese schools for like music lessons, like music classes.
I get
What? That's
I
crazy.
It's
get
sick.
upset at Final Fantasy IV because I envy the fact that they stopped at 4 when they were doing the remakes on the DS and the 3DS. Like I
So
got
we were like
upset.
we're all waiting for 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Especially 6.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't know. Like Ryu, what's your favorite Final Fantasy? Do you consider it your favorite
Well,
Final Fantasy?
Yeah, 4 is my favorite. So like when
Okay.
it got remade, I was like, yo, this is great. Like I'm so glad I got this, but at the same time, I was kind of excited for the future of Final Fantasy.
Right?
I think what they're gonna do, this is my prediction. Like years later, after Final Fantasy 7 is done, they're gonna do Final Fantasy 6, like big budget.
I wish, man. You're just. I'm gonna be like 60 by the time they make a Final Fantasy 6. Like that. Final Fantasy 60, dude. That's what.
What do you guys think is I don't know if you've played a lot of Final Fantasy games, Rob, but what do you guys think is the best Final Fantasy fight theme? Like just not a boss battle, but just like default fight music. Because I think it's 4. Like I just honestly, I can never get tired of it. 9 is really good too.
Mine,
10 is good.
Mine's gonna be 6 because I just love 6.
6 is great.
Although
Yeah.
4
6
is
hype.
good, right? Because isn't 4 the boss music they use for QLEX and Mario RPG?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
yeah.
you actually like so many hype ass songs. Like the boss battle music is like on the level of like Final Fantasy VII's boss level music, in my opinion.
Final
Just 'cause-
Fantasy 6 boss battle music is good too, man.
Yeah, Dancing Man's alright.
Wait, I'm talking about the one where the one that goes
Oh,
oh,
the one that sounds like Final Fantasy VII's like Final Fantasy VII pretty much like took it from. I feel like Final Fantasy VII is like really influenced by Final Fantasy VI music. I guess it's because it's right afterwards, but
yeah,
like Terra's theme reminds me kind of like Era's theme, kind of.
almost, huh?
Yeah, I used to get them mixed up. Yeah,
Terra's better.
I don't know what my favorite Final Fantasy battle theme is. I'm sorry, but
Just
the one
say-
I have one stuck in my head right now, but I have no clue what game
is
it's
it a 3D
gotta
or
have it.
2D?
Hum it, Ryu might be able to tell.
Is it
It's,
3D or 2D?
I'm assuming it's 3D.
Okay,
But
PS1 or
it's,
PS2?
I don't know. It might be Final Fantasy X, but I don't know. But it's dun 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 dun.
Final Fantasy 10. Yeah, Final Fantasy 10.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
You know what's funny is I only know all these other Final Fantasy battle musics because of Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy,
Oh, really?
which I love that game, man. They need to make a new one.
I used to listen to those like Final Fantasy music collections or like on YouTube where they try and like connect all the pieces
Hmm.
like together. And most of the time it would work, but
Wait,
I
did-
actually
Oh,
Sorry,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I will say like I can't stand like Final Fantasy
The rain?
13's fanfare music because they take out the dun, 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 dun. I'm like, why did you take that out? What are you, stupid? Like, the hell is wrong with you? Why are you like this? Like, think of the Legend of Zelda. The next game came out and there was no Legend of Zelda. You know,
The treasure song, the treasure music.
yeah. Right, yeah, or even yeah. It's because they got a
That
different.
would be
conclusion.
weird, huh? If there was no dun-dun-dun-dun.
Instead, it was like, ching. Like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Think if Skyward Sword had that, like people would hate the motion controls and the ching. Like it would be the worst.
Yeah, because when you open it goes cha-ching.
Ching. It's that Gwen Stefani song with Luxurious, whatever. it is
Imagine,
called.
I don't know why in my mind I kind of imagine it where it's like wow. It's like, it's just like,
Wow. It's Owen Wilson.
Yeah,
Wow.
Owen Wilson. Like he's
Wow.
just Link and he goes, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. Wow, now so that's a ruby.
Wow. Hey, listen. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I love how like we're just getting on Final Fantasy now. But yeah, Rio, did you ever play Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy? Like either
No, that
the
was for
first one?
DS, right?
Yeah, so the
Or-
first one, yeah, there was one on DS and then there was one on 3DS, if I remember
Oh, I
correctly. Unless
remember.
they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
both on 3DS.
I don't know if I did play. I might have played on a friend's, but maybe I did play it once on a friend's. It was
Dude.
really fun. They had a great collection of music.
Yeah, I mean,
Amazing
as a
collection.
big Final Fantasy music guy, I would have expected you to play this because this game is really cool too. Because aside from just playing it being a rhythm game, like you collect the different Final Fantasy characters, and then you can like you level them up and stuff like that too through the battles. Because like when you play the stages, your characters are battling enemies, and so
Yeah.
like the better you do, the better they do, and then like they level up and unlock items and stuff like that, different equipment, and so. It's really cool. Like I love this game, and because like the 3DS one, since like they started adding more characters from each game, and so like you basically kind of have like your dream team Final Fantasy character, but then you're playing a rhythm game.
Nice.
Even though I know like you could technically do that with like Final Fantasy Omnia, I think, right, or Brave Exvius,
Dissidia? Or that's
whichever
Dissidia.
no, whichever the mobile one is. I think you can do that, but this is
Oh,
different.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
it's it's a rhythm game, so it's really cool, and the art style is really nice too. The one I have up on the stream playing right now is Final Fantasy All-Star Carnival Theater Rhythm. It's the arcade version of it, and so I really wish that they would like port this to the Switch or the PlayStation or something because I want to play this like at home. I don't want to have to go to the arcade to play this. You know what I mean? This, this isn't go to the arcade play. You know what I mean, Rob? This isn't Initial D. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely something you want to be chilling and playing.
It was really funny as I was discussing Initial D with some of our old friends, Rob, and we brought up that time where we used to go like this bowling alley that was 24 hours, and they had Initial D Stage 3 there, and so we would go
Ooh.
there like late night all the time and just play Initial D Stage 3,
That's the
level
most
up our
popular.
cars and stuff.
I think that's the most popular one out of like.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
Out of
because like
all of
after
them.
stage 4, people were kind of like,
Well, Stage 4, people didn't really care for that one either.
yeah.
Yeah, but then so we played a lot of that, and we were laughing about like this one time when Rob challenged this little kid.
Because you guys wanted to play, and no one was gonna like kick him out, so I was like, fine.
You're like downhill, rainy day, let's go, nighttime.
No, Rob was kind at least because I think they just went to like one of the easy stages, right? And then
Yeah.
like you guys just like battled there. But what did you have? Did you have an RX-7 or do you remember what car you
Yeah, but
drove?
it's not like I didn't play as much as you guys did,
Yeah.
so it's not my car was based almost.
Yeah, it
Did
was
you,
almost base.
Did you guys do any of the no-hit collision glitches?
Oh no, I didn't even know about
No
No
that.
clue about that.
It's pretty funny. Like you had to like crash into like a certain rail. Like, a
Oh
certain
yeah,
way.
yeah. I
And
kind
from
of.
then on, you didn't get hit by any rails.
Oh shoot, that's
But like,
crazy.
it obviously doesn't like you're not gonna get world record with anything because like the whole point is to not get hit. So,
That's
anyways,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah. But
You're making me think that that's how I got my ass kicked sometimes.
What? Because you beat a kid in Initial D.
No, because someone would do that whatever glitch he said, and then all of a sudden
Oh,
they'd
none
win.
of us knew about that.
No, like it wouldn't make you win. It was just like
Oh.
fun, like yeah, because you had to crash into something first,
Got
Yeah,
it.
I didn't know
like
about
straight
that.
on. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else, but like yeah, it's something like that where like you would be wasting time doing it.
All I remember is you got to use the gutters.
Yeah. So there's we went from Final Fantasy to Initial D, and you know what? I'm okay with that.
Slow news day, guys.
Slow news day, everyone. This is where you get us. Is there any other games you guys want to talk about you've been playing? I mean, I know I have more that I could bring up.
I still
'cause
need
I'm trying
to
to
finish
think of, 'cause as long as we have enough
Islands on
time.
Pokemon.
I do want to talk about that Danky Kang rumor.
Yeah, because of the
Donkey
dead Jake.
Kong.
Okay, so we'll put this on hold in case we have more games we want to talk about. We'll talk about it, but I do want to talk about this Donkey Kong.
God damn,
rumor
I'm
too.
trying to look it up and I actually wrote Danky Kang.
My influence knows no bounds.
Who is Danky Kang?
Oops. Sorry. Yeah. So let's go. Let's go ahead and move on to the Donkey King rumors. So, why do we keep calling it the Donkey King rumors? Is
'Cause it's fun.
because it's the Donkey King. So there's some big rumors going on right now, especially since we're getting closer to E3. You know, these rumors are going to be sprouting up everywhere, and one of them is apparently from from Zippo. Completely
Zippo.
forgot where Zippo's from. But
He's actually
apparently
pretty legitimate, from what I remember.
Zippo says
He's
that
a Nintendo mole.
it's the Big Ape's 40th anniversary, and while I'm not sure how Nintendo is celebrating the occasion, there is a new 2D DK game being developed by EPD Tokyo. Retro is obviously busy with other things, so Nintendo has taken it upon themselves to bring DK back in its Eternal series. Don't expect the country moniker to return, as EPD Tokyo are not interested in making a sequel to the games they didn't make. Diddy, Cranky, and the Kremlin crew should all be returning in this installment. It sounds like the game is launching before the end of the year, and an E3 announcement seems highly likely. So
It's
people
gonna be
were,
called Donkey Kong 128.
and so there's like apparently there's a the rumor is that like the development team behind Super Mario Odyssey is the one behind this game. So
Yeah,
for you,
that's
man,
a
how do you
big
feel about
rumor.
this?
That's a shame because I'm not a fan of Donkey Kong 2D country games, and I'm not a fan of Super Mario Odyssey, so it's just double whammy for me.
Oh, hold on.
Lies.
Is that Ryu or Rob I'm talking to right now?
Doesn't matter. We both hate Super Mario Odyssey, and that right, Rob?
Right.
Um, I'm hyped. I'm hyped for it, but like, I think like I'm curious to see what they do with it because it's the 2D game. And they don't want it to make it like country, and like I wouldn't be upset if it was like country, but I'm actually kind of glad that they aren't going to use the country name because I think like Donkey Kong Country Returns is a dumbass name. But I hope we like I honestly the dream Donkey Kong game for me would be just a game like Donkey Kong Country 2 where it's just Diddy and Dixie. Like if they could just make a Diddy and Dixie game, that would be great. Like it would be great because like they could just like here Johnny, look at this. I'm just gonna be like go on the barrel. And then they would jump off and Dixie would be like grab the pole, or not grab the pole, but bounce down, and then it would be great. That's all I want for like 20 hours. So give me that.
Oh my god, this guy.
I will pay $50-$60 for that.
Ryu,
$50-$60.
man.
That's $3,000 right there. $50-$60.
This guy Ryu, Rob, man, can you believe him?
Oh, look, I'm watching myself on stream right now. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, he did the whole motions.
Oh wow, my neck went
He was
around
there
and
for it.
around.
This dude, man. Yeah, how about you, Rob? How you feeling about like this Donkey Kong rumor?
It's cool. It sounds like it's gonna be. It sounds like the game is in good hands.
Big pause.
Get out of here.
I just hope that they keep with the great Donkey Kong music, because
What-
Donkey Kong has a history of having some great music.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious who, because it's probably not gonna be David Wise or Grant Kirkhope, or I mean David Wise. I don't think he's part of Rare anymore, so maybe they can
Who
freelance.
says they
him.
can't get Grant Kirkhope?
They can't because there's no hope with Grant.
Stupid.
There's no hope.
Come on, they
We-
got
oh.
him to compose like songs for Banjo and Kazooie and Smash. I'm pretty sure they could get him back for this if they wanted to.
It'd be cool is if Donkey Kong, like in the 2D game, you know how he wears a tie? Well, he throws his tie over an enemy, and he becomes the enemy with his tie, and there's like all these different ties.
And then he has like a time limit on how long he can be these enemies, and you have to eat bananas
yeah.
to keep it like going longer.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Rob.
It's the
like,
worst
best-
game mechanic ever.
Okay, how about we scratch that? Okay, instead of that, it stars Diddy Kong, and Diddy Kong has a hat, but it's a magic hat, right? So anytime he throws the hat off, it captures an enemy.
How about Diddy's gun just shoots real bullets now?
What is this? It's Shadow the Donkey.
Yeah,
Kong?
Shadow the Kong.
Shadow the Kong.
My name is Shadow.
Or instead of
Kong.
shooting like the shelled peanut, it shoots like just the peanut itself and it does more damage.
You monster. I feel like the shell would do more damage.
Yeah.
Maybe
You know,
not.
the shell is actually like shrapnel, kind of like it pops out. Poof.
Yeah,
Never
but
hit
it
something.
shoots like, since it goes like over end, I feel like it keeps it from reaching its max velocity, so it doesn't ever do as much damage as it would just the peanut itself.
Yeah, but there's multiple peanuts inside the shells though.
That's true.
Yeah, but it's not like it's going woo. It's just going, doot 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 doot, and then it hits somebody.
What if Donkey Kong has to fight Thanos and his army, and like the only weakness they have is like a peanut allergy? So it's like the only people who can save the day.
Why are you so weak? You allergic to peanut?
What did that do? Bring you back here to? What the fuck?
Whoa,
Oh, it was Ryu.
Cousin.
Ryu did it this time.
cousin.
Sorry, let me edit that.
Oh.
You know that there are some people that believe that we should just make everything in peanut oil, and that way we can weed out the people with peanut allergies.
Have you been
Whoa.
watching Invincible or never mind? Oh, I did want to say. So when I first saw Todd in Pokemon Snap, new Pokemon Snap, I was like, this dude just looks like young Johnny. Did anyone else think that? Like, he kind of looks like young Johnny. Just saying.
Well, now that he cut his hair, I'm thinking it.
I'm trying to think. Does it look like me? Wait, which Johnny we talking about? Like me, Johnny, or like a different Johnny?
You, Johnny.
Oh, okay.
I could have swore you had hair like that like a while ago. Like,
I did.
when we first met. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time we've met. We needed that Phoenix down so bad.
Fun times. Fun times.
A full revive.
We need Mew wasn't under that truck, let me tell you.
Ooh. You was not on that dolly either. Oh man.
Oh man. All right. So the next okay, well actually I didn't even talk about this. I think this is pretty cool. I mean, when I first read this rumor, I kind of had hoped that it was like a 3D Donkey Kong game. Like I don't know, I was kind of hoping it was like Donkey Kong 64 kind of all over again, but with, you know, the
That would be
Mario
cool,
Odyssey
right? Like
team.
It would be cool,
a really
Yeah.
polished Donkey
but
Kong
it doesn't
64.
sound like that's what we're getting.
Because like people were talking about, I don't know. Did you guys enjoy Donkey Kong 64? Because I liked it. I don't know. Did
I
you guys
did.
like it?
But
I
I
didn't really play
got to a
much.
point to where I got to a point in the later game where I just didn't want to play anymore.
Well, you Ryu.
I wasn't really into 3D platformers that much at the time, except for Super Mario 64. So like games like Banjo, also like I enjoy them a lot more now. But like I didn't really play. And then I tried playing Donkey Kong 64 a while back, but I just didn't get into it much. Now that I'm older.
Okay. But that's where the DK rap comes from, man.
Yeah, you know what's funny is
Donkey.
when I played Donkey Kong 64 as a kid, like
Mhm.
I guess when I walked into the room or whatever, they were already playing it. So I never heard DK rap.
What?
So the first time I ever heard it was on Melee, and I was like, "Whoa, they made a rap song for Smash Brothers, nice!" And then years later, they're like, dude, that's from Donkey Kong 64, and like,
Come on, Cranky.
Take
Take
it
it
to the
to the
fridge.
fridge. Walnuts, peanuts, pineapples.
you guys should, if you guys like Donkey Kong like rap music remix, you should check out the Aha Take on Me DK rap, and it's called Ape on Me, and it's so well done. This is the most beautiful
That
thing.
sounds really gross. I don't know.
No,
if
it sounds
don't-
better than Take on Me. All right.
Yeah, but I don't think I want anyone to ape on me. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, they don't
I
say
just don't
ape on
want
me.
Ape on me.
But the video, it's just like a pencil sketch drawn Donkey Kong,
No,
and he just like slowly zoom into his face.
Okay, I kind of want to see this now.
Actually, play on the video if you can. I don't know if it's a good idea actually.
But you know what? You know what I don't want to see? I don't want to see these people crowding Target with their demands of Pokemon cards. Because, Rob, what's going on with Target and Pokemon cards?
So this is a long one. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
Because this comes with a whole lot of backstory.
I'm scared.
All right.
We got 10
So-
minutes.
Due to the pandemic, a lot of people needed to find a new hobby in the last year. So a lot of people, especially people our age in their 30s who are that first generation of Pokemon players, kind of got reintroduced to Pokemon cards.
Also, like, just a backstory to that backstory. It was actually like there was also like it was hyped up a little bit already, like before the pandemic, and it got even like it went through the roof, kind of.
Yeah.
During the
So then,
pandemic.
so then in I forgot at what point some stupid YouTuber that I don't want to name hopped into the whole. He hopped into Pokemon, made it a big deal, and then everything just shot through the roof.
Yeah.
A bunch of sets with some cool Charizards came out, and that kind of made a whole bunch of people want to jump in. So a lot of people, a lot of people, me included, jumped in the Pokemon cards and started collecting them. The Pokemon company hasn't been able to catch up onto their regular standards of being able to provide product to the world. So ever since like November, there's been a shortage on cards.
You can't really blame them. It kind of came out of like kind of came out of the blue. So
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not blaming them. It's just it happens. It's a crappy time to be a collector in anything.
Yeah.
Just because there's not as much of a lot of stuff as there usually would be. And then so now we're at a point to where you can't walk into a store where most people know that Thursday morning is a day that you want to go to Target because you're gonna find all the good stuff if you get there at the right time.
Yeah.
So and it got to a point to where the card vendor would get there and there'd be a line of people waiting. And it's been like that for weeks, months now. And within the last week, there's been maybe 2 incidents of a gun getting pulled in the parking lot because someone tried to get jumped. Someone tried to steal some cards from somebody. It
Welcome
wasn't
to
Pokemon,
America.
but it was still trading cards. I think it was sports cards.
Yeah, it's funny because sports cards are like big now. Also, like it's a lot of different like. Yeah, it's crazy.
All trading cards are.
Yeah.
And but now like Target said, we're done. We're not doing Pokemon cards. We're probably not gonna do any kind of trading cards.
In store. I think
Nothing
they're
in the
doing
store.
online. Yeah.
Yeah, it's purely buying. You purely have to buy it online. That way they're no longer liable for people pulling crazy stuff like that, and they don't got to deal with the people trying to show up and steal all. They don't got to deal with all those extra customer service issues that have been developing because of all this, because of the craze and the lack of product.
Yeah.
It's funny too because I went to Target this week. I think it was on Monday, and they had packs of one of the newer sets there. And this was just single packs. And there was a sign that said only one Pokemon product per customer. So this is a $5 pack. And most of the time, if you see them, you're going to want to buy multiples, right? If you can, you're going to want to buy multiples. So I kind of just walked away. Plus, I already got the cards I wanted from that set. And, but it's funny because when I went to pay, there was an Asian gentleman behind me. He was an older dude. And as after I paid and I'm walking away, I find out because I hear the lady go, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but you can only buy one of these." And I turn around and look, and he was trying to buy cards, and he just looks at her and he goes, "Why?" And I didn't hear anything else, but I can only imagine like her reaction or what she had to say to him.
I have to tell them. Yeah, I mean the signs are over there say, so according to this, like Target spokespersons has said this too, but I also was at Target yesterday, and the signs say this too. It says, "Out of an abundance of caution, we have decided to temporarily suspend the sale of Major League Baseball, National Football League, and National Basketball Association, and Pokemon NBA trading cards, Pokemon trading cards within our stores effective May 14th. So that's tomorrow. Yeah, so they're just not going to be selling them anymore at Target, and that's just crazy because Target was like one of the last strongholds to actually buy Pokemon cards physically.
Just cards in general.
At least big box stores, there's still like local shops
Like
that you
local
should
shops.
hopefully you can go to.
Yeah, because like it's like a lot of places now they just kind of sell like what is it, like structured decks, like not really booster packs. So like now it's interesting that they did that, but it's honestly I'm glad they did it because, first of all, working retail is already hard enough. Like,
Yeah.
and they're not getting paid enough to put up with all that crap. So,
No, and then a lot of so I think I told you guys this before, but one of the last sets that came out has shiny Pokemon in it.
right, right.
So like half of the set is shiny Pokemon. If you find that at Target or something, like most people that are out searching for that are gonna buy it. Are gonna buy every one that they can.
Hmm.
So you might find someone just clearing the shelves just because they have the money and ability to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the other thing they're trying to
Yeah,
like
trying to quell.
quell. Good word. Good word.
So, obviously the pandemic boosted up these sales, but it kind of, retro stuff is always, retro stuff is always kind of, they have their comebacks. So people are buying these cards now, and
Plus, it's the 25th anniversary of Pokemon, so they're
yeah.
doing a whole bunch of cool stuff this year.
So my question is, the people that are buying this stuff right now, will they have the same profits 20 years from now as the people from 20 years ago today? Because I don't think that's what's going to happen unless like Pokemon's. I mean, Pokemon's gonna be around forever. It feels like, but
Mhm.
20 years from now is a long time, and unless like you can get that hype level back up, I feel like there would be other like like the Marvel Cinematic Universe merchandise would probably be the new retro, collection or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if do you guys think it's still gonna be just as hype or if it's in terms of like price surges, marketability.
I mean, I think because there's so many cards out now than there was back then, I feel like maybe not because, there's like so many to go through now. Whereas like back then, when, like if you were young enough to live through it or if you lived through it back then, you know what I mean? Everybody was after that
Oh.
Charizard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? But like, what's the golden goose right now?
There's no like you
There
can't
are
release that
multiple.
Charizard.
There are multiple golden geese right now. Is Marnie like one of the golden gooses? Geeses?
Yeah, it's an $800 card.
Jeez, how'd you get that
Damn.
Marnie, dude?
It came out of one of these boxes actually.
Also, if you think of
Oh,
oh,
whoa.
So this is a Japanese set that was pretty popular a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And funny thing is, there's a really dope Japanese Eevee set coming out soon, and we're gonna get an American version later this year.
Nice.
Just saying.
You can't buy it at Target. You know what I mean?
Can't buy it at Target though.
man. It's the thing is when you also some of those like old school sets, like we were all attached to like that original 150. And not only that, there's hella like errors in that first printing.
Yeah.
Like
And
you're
that's-
not gonna get a shadowless hollow Charizard or whatever first edition anymore. You can't even recreate that,
Yeah, and you kind of can, and they have their stuff that they're working on to make it extra collectible.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, like they don't do just hollows anymore. Like they have alternative art cards and they have like amazing rare cards. So it's kind of cool. There's definitely collectible stuff still. It's just not like that original base set. Every card is always gonna have value in that set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's not gonna be like that for a lot of the sets coming out now.
I mean, it is funny because I remember the next set that came out was just like Jungle, I think. It was
Mm-hmm.
called
think
Jungle
so.
set. And like I can't remember like any like her legendary cards from there, like any super rare cards from there. I'm sure I know there are, but like in terms of like iconic,
Yeah,
the
it's weird
iconic
because people tend to like have. There's more iconic fossil cards and that was a third set than than the jungle one.
I had a Aerodactyl. That was
Yeah,
cool.
see,
Yeah.
I remember the fossil was just like it was Aerodactyl or like almost Star, right? I feel like was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's pretty boring set now that I think about it. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just one of those things that really makes me wonder when this Pokemon card hype is gonna die. And I feel like Target that's one nail on the coffin by doing this because like as dumb as it sounds, I think the whole idea of going somewhere to try to get these rare cards, like, is actually part of the thrill of it. And if you just
Mhm.
have to
It
stay
is.
home and, like, like just
Buy
click it
online,
online, it's not as
yeah.
fun.
It-
I mean,
what
yeah,
I
for a lot of people, you're either that person that wants to go out. I
And
mean,
hunt it.
I get wanting to go out and find it,
Hmm.
but when you know there's the chances that it's not going to be there are higher than it being there, like it's like
Yeah.
I'll just get it online.
Yeah.
You know, when the Nintendo Wii came out, I did like an all-nighter standing outside of Best Buy.
So did we. But it was
Yeah, right?
Circuit City.
Circuit
Oh,
City for
Circuit
me and
City,
Rob. Yeah.
But you know, like I would, if I could buy it online, go back in time, and not waste all that time, I wouldn't change it because being there at midnight, hanging out with my fellow, Nintendo nerds, and like just it's kind of like a social event in a way. You're meeting people who have the same passion as you do, and yeah, you're kind of after the same thing, but it's I don't know, it's kind of like a convention almost, like you're kind of
Yeah.
like
It
I
was
dig
fun.
it.
Yeah, that was fun. Didn't we have like our DSs and everything too? Like, I almost felt like we
I don't
did.
know
Yeah,
if
we
we
did.
were
I-
that
yeah.
prepared. I think we did, but
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah, because that was like that's when when the DS was like getting some good games.
Mhm.
And I remember Tetris DS was out, and there was like a whole crowd behind me, and all they said was, "I've never seen anyone play Tetris that fast in my life." And I was like, sick, like playing like, yeah, I'm so fucking cool.
Hey,
Oops.
come on, man. We're not reviewing Mortal Kombat anymore.
I just remember I was the only one that was prepared to stay the night outside.
Yeah, because I wasn't originally going to. Remember, I was gonna go home, but then I was like, I'll chill with you guys for a bit, and then it got to the point where I was like, I've already been sitting out here with you guys for a while. I might as well just get a Wii as well.
My
But at the same
sister.
time, I was like, but we were close to where you were living, so you were just gonna
Mhm.
walk home, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna walk home.
Yeah, because that was the other thing. You didn't drive at the time, so I was like, how are you even gonna get home, dude? Like you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, I was just gonna walk home because I live close by, but then I realized, you know what? I'm just gonna chill here. I'll chill here with you guys. We're gonna just get here, and I'm gonna get myself a Wii as well because I've already been out here, and it was a good decision because
You've already
went
made it too
home.
far.
It was really funny because I got home and I was like, "Look, family, I got a Wii," and I was like super tired, but I was like, but I still wanted to try it, and so I
Right.
remembered
Went
we
straight
played.
to sleep.
Yeah, we played some like Wii tennis and Wii Sports bowling, and then I just passed out after that. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go sleep. You guys can keep playing.
I was like, I couldn't even like appreciate. I don't even remember much of playing Twilight Princess because I was up all night and I was in the morning. That's all I remember.
You got-
Somehow
went
I got
straight to sleep,
component
woke
cables
up,
before.
started playing Twilight Princess.
I got
Nice.
component cables before the system came out. I think that's how prepared
Wow,
I was.
how'd you do that?
Like you could order it online.
Yeah, I was like, did you order it online from like Japan or something? Jeez, you were
Mm.
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, fun times. All right. Yeah, looks like we might be good for the rest for tonight. So thank you.
Oh,
What's up?
cool.
What was there
I
something
forgot
else
to
you wanna talk
mention
about?
one thing.
Go ahead.
So back to the card thing really quickly.
Hmm.
So there's so many people getting involved in cards right now that they're sending their cards off to grading companies to get graded, which is how this one
Yeah.
got like this. So the company that I sent this card to is like 8 months behind on a lot of their
Yeah,
orders.
that's what I'm hearing too.
Dang.
Yeah. So I have stuff that I sent to them and that they put. I have something that I sent to them in December. They didn't register it until February, and that order level, the last fully completed date that they've gone through is August 21st of 2020.
Wait. So did you? So you have to send the actual physical copy of it, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of risky though, isn't it? Like, I mean, what if it gets lost in the mail? I don't know.
Well,
Dude, I was so anxious the first time I sent one in, and then like when I sent the next batches, I was just like, whatever, fuck it.
Yeah, that's cool. So you have like, I didn't realize there was actually like, that was something you can do, like get an official grading.
well, that's how you get it to be worth as much as it should be. Because if you don't get that official grading, that card that Rob has as 800, he probably wouldn't be able to sell that for 800 without
Oh,
that
Yeah, it's like
grading.
a $200, $300 card.
Yeah,
at
you
that
need it
point.
to get graded because like they need to say if it's a mint or not.
I think that's good for the customer too, right? Like they actually have that
Yeah.
like guarantee. Yeah.
My issue though is with like this whole thing with the congestion of these grading companies, right? Is by the time you get these cards back, are they still going to be worth as much as you think that they would be when you had first sent them in? You know what I mean?
Well, they're only gonna go up though, right?
You would hope so.
You
if,
would
if
hope
you send the right
so.
ones.
Yeah, you would hope so, but then these things are they're like stocks, which is also weird because there's that one company where there's that one place where you can buy part ownership in certain cards, Pokemon cards, which is kind of ridiculous. You look it up; it's a real thing. Yeah, but it's like
A timeshare for Pokemon cards.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
That
like
sounds
owning a
dumb.
piece of stock of Pokemon cards, but you know what I mean? It's like one of those like dealios where it's like, yeah, this card is gonna be worth worth something right now, but then like in 2 months it might not be because maybe a bunch of there
Oh.
might be an influx of people getting it. You know what I mean?
So this card hasn't come out in English yet.
Yeah, see, that's why. But the moment that card comes out in English, it might like depreciate in value. It might not be
Which
worth
is
it.
supposed to happen
Oh.
in August.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like maybe if you waited like a couple of years, then it would be more consistent, right? Like you would get a more consistent grading on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Yaddle, huh? That's stupid. Why is she in the movie? Okay,
Never
last
seen it
night.
again.
Last night I showed my friend. I was like, man, I just discovered Yaddle, and she's like, who's Yaddle? I'm like, the female Yoda, and she's like, there's no female Yoda. I'm like, yeah, she's in episode 1, and she's like, what? And she looks it up, and while she's looking it up, I'm like, did I get pranked on? Like, did someone just mess with my head? Maybe am I getting her wrong info? And we spent the next like 2 hours just looking up Yaddle lore and Yaddle merchandise.
Yeah, how
I'm like, I went from being so upset that she existed because she's just Yoda with hair.
They
so,
got
like-
rid of her though. They kind
No,
of
but-
erased her existence. That's what's even funnier.
Well, she died in the expanded universe, but
Yeah, and I
but that's not
think-
canon anymore.
It's not canon anymore.
So she's still alive,
She's not.
dude. She's like
No,
200
they've-
years younger than Yoda, so she could still
they've
be alive.
done that. They've done that. There's a couple of characters that have like gone a certain way in the expanded universe, and they've brought them back within the new universe.
If she's in the Mandalorian, I'm gonna binge watch Mandalorian. I've never seen a single episode.
Right?
Well,
Like,
hold
yeah,
on,
like
hold
what
on,
if
don't tell
Luke
him.
knows? Like, what if Luke knows where Yaddle is, and that's
Hold
where
on,
he took Grogu?
don't tell him anything about the Mandalorian. He hasn't seen it. Just let
I
him.
haven't seen it either.
Just let
so-
him think. Let him think that Yaddle's in there, so he'll watch it. Ryu,
No.
Oh, you haven't. Oh, but you know about the baby. You have to know about
Yeah.
the baby.
So like, I'm assuming I want that baby to be related to Yaddle because I actually like hating Yaddle. Like I like hating her now. Like I went through a whole night of just
You know what?
being
If you
pissed at
know
her.
what you should do, you should watch the Mandalorian. You'll hate her even more.
because she's not in it. Even better.
All right, I think it's time. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. So thank you everyone for listening to us today, and allow us to say our goodbyes. Rob,
Adios, muchachos. Y'all have a great day or night whenever you're watching this.
Ryu.
Yaddle has a orange lightsaber.
Interesting.
I'll show you my lightsaber. And
Is it
for me,
orange?
your I almost said your horse. Your host, Johnny Playstar. Thank you everyone for watching us today. Be sure to follow us at Twitter at Metro King Radio. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. Hit that notification icon so you can see when we go live and whenever we upload videos. Follow us on Twitter or on Twitch at Metro King Radio, Metro Kingdom Radio 1, and then download our podcast wherever you download podcasts, like Google. I'm like
Yeah.
messing up my words right now.
I love Google Maps.
Dougal, like the
Did you
dog.
drink? Were you drinking something when we weren't looking at you?
This is
Oh,
the
wow.
power of
that
power of
vodka?
Yaddle.
Wow. Yeah. So Google, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Animal Crossing Pocket Casts, and wherever you download them. So thank you everyone for listening to us, and until next time, we shall catch Yaddle on the Switch side.
Yeah, when I first saw when I first saw Yaddle, I thought I got like Mandela affected. Like I literally thought like this didn't exist before. How does it exist now? Like
There the whole time.
yeah, and she was right there in front of my face. She was right there next to Yoda.
Yaddle was always a big deal, man. You just weren't paying attention.
I'm-
Yeah,
I'm-
you did not see.
I feel so misogynist now. She's right there.